Hello VC and whoever's watching. So just as announced, this is part two of the Autumn Haul. Just as I said, I got a big stack of records. There were many occasions. One, for example, was a big record show in Munich, which is organized twice a year, which I always love to visit. So these are the records from that and some other occasions, some city trips like Freiburg. So let's just get started. The first one is a soundtrack. This is a Brisky Point. It's a movie from the 60s, and if I'm correctly informed, Pink Floyd were supposed to make the whole soundtrack, but after the director listened to some of them, he decided to mix up other bands in the soundtrack as well. So now you have some Pink Floyd stuff, you have Kaleidoscope, you have the Grateful Dead, the Youngbloods, and this is just a soundtrack. I think Pink Floyd recorded the songs just for that soundtrack because I've never heard them before. Like Common Number 51, Your Time Is Up, and Heartbeat, Pick Meat. So these are the songs by Pink Floyd. I wanted to get all their music on vinyl. That's why I needed this soundtrack as well, and the other bands, of course, like Grateful Dead. The Kaleidoscope, fantastic music as well. So this is a Brisky Point on the French MGM label. The next one. So we talked a lot about krautrock recently, or I talked a lot about it. For me, this is krautrock, and actually my earliest introduction to it. So I was into this band at a quite very young age. I even wrote to some of the musicians like Frank Bornemann, the guitarist, and Klaus-Peter Mathieu, who played bass in the band. And I had a version of this, but it was in really bad shape, and I wanted a good, nice, clean copy. This is Eloy, Silent Cries and Mighty Echoes. So if you listen to this album, in my opinion, it's one of their best. You will definitely see and hear very soon why they're considered to be like German Pink Floyd. They have a lot of these atmospheric keyboard sounds and very distinct guitar. This comes on EMI Harvest, just as Pink Floyd or the early Pink Floyd records. It's a club edition. Usually, I find the club editions for cheaper prices than the regular studio record, but it sounds just the same. It's not gatefold, but if you can get it, just grab it. Keep an eye on the club edition; it might be cheaper. The next one is the Buffalo Springfield again. So fantastic band from the West Coast. In the band, we have Neil Young, we have Stephen Stills and Richard Fury, who later on had their own big success in big bands. I heard a lot of good stuff about Buffalo Springfield and wanted to get into their music. You don't see their studio albums that often, so I grabbed it. It was a good, decent price. It comes on Atlantic. It's a UK reissue, but it looks fantastic. So far, I haven't had the time to give it a spin, but I don't think that you can ever make anything wrong with Buffalo Springfield if you also did just the whole West Coast scene and Crosby, Stills and Nash. And yeah, so the next one. This is an addition, and I heard a lot of good stuff about it, but I haven't listened to it yet. This is Jethro Tull. Minstrel in the Gallery, so this is considered to be one of their classics. At least I've heard so. This is folk, prog rock type of stuff they play on this one. As I said, I just heard good thing about it with Jethro Tull. I think they're genius records, genius albums. Some that I can't stand for, but it's just personal taste thing. This was pretty cheap, so I decided, okay, give it a try, and then I can decide. It's a pressing from Israel. Funny thing, like I checked out all the catalog numbers, and from UK to US to Israel to Germany, it seems like they used just one number, so it was a little bit tough to identify this pressing. Also, there's nothing like made in UK, made in Israel, something like that. But in the end, there was a little indication on the labels, just a little number above the catalog number, which showed me, okay, this should be Israel, should be from Israel. And yeah, that's it, Jethro Tull. Next one is a nice one I just love to cover. It's The Grateful Dead with Go to Heaven. I don't know whether this is supposed to be sarcastic or a comment to anything, but I just love to cover art. It's Uh, Nothing like their psychedelic, colorful, hippie-esque covers they had just before, like Anthem of the Sun, or even their first album. So I was happy to grab it. It was actually a nice stack. The seller was at a record store and he said like half price for everything. So was a pretty good price. It's a German pressing on Arista. And I think I've mentioned it before, just Grateful Dead albums don't show up too often, and usually you go like to 20 euros, and I think that's a little bit too much, but every now and then some of them show up and you get them for a very good, reasonable price. The next one was on my wanted list for quite a long time. This is this is David Crosby, if I could only remember my name. So this is his first solo record from early 70s. And I think back then his then girlfriend died, maybe I think in a car crash, something like that. And he was just broken. So all his friends got him together, got him in the studio, and they tried to cheer him up by making music. So when you check out the gatefold, the inside, you see so many famous names from the West Coast scene. So you have Phil Lesh, Jerry Garcia, Bill Kreutzmann from the Grateful Dead. You have Neil Young, Graham Nash, David Freiburg, who played for Quicksilver Messenger Service. You have Joni Mitchell, of course, Greg Rowley, who played then for Santana, Grace Slick from Jefferson Airplane. So I always hear the good thing about is I love Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young, and also their solo work. So I was looking for this for quite a long time, and I'm happy that I finally got it. Next one, I even didn't know that this exists. This is a live recording by Fleetwood Mac, Boston Live. So this is, for me, the classic lineup from the 60s with Peter Green, Jeremy Spencer, and what's his name, Kerwin. Yeah, so just to sum it up, it was like the blues-oriented era of Fleetwood Mac, and I just love them. And whenever there's a well on a track by Fleetwood Mac, I want to check it out. This is a live recording, so kind of a historical thing. They recorded it in Boston, and a great sound quality. It was a good price, just $10 or something, but you get to know what Fleetwood Mac sounded like live in the 60s. And this is a great attempt to listen to that. The next one, I don't know how to call it, maybe ambient. This is Michael Rother, Flammende Herzen. For those of you who don't know, Michael Rother played for Neu and Harmonia. He even played for a few years or a few months in Kraftwerk, but I think he never recorded an album with them. Anyways, this is his album just way after Neu. Yeah, it's from 76, and it's very ambient guitar music with electronic influence. So also very atmospheric, and I think it's just instrumentals, but a lovely record. You can get it here, at least around here in Germany, for a decent price. It was a small hit for him. So I can highly recommend it. Of course, whether you're into Harmonia or Neu, just check it out. It's quite good as well. The next one is the Alvin Bishop Band, Rock My Soul. So recently, Deep Purple played here in Munich, and with them were Jefferson Starship, and one of the guys in Jefferson Starship, which is I can say by now. I'm sorry, but one of the guys who plays now for Jefferson Starship plays in the Alvin Bishop Band. So I thought, okay, I want to check it out. I think it's West Coast, or mostly West Coast musicians, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But it's said that it's blues rock, something like that, and I thought, okay, good price, I can check it out, and I'm looking forward to listen to it. I mean, just by name, Rock My Soul sounds good. Cover looks pretty good. I think it's definitely worth to check it out. The next one is a prog rock classic. This is Phonograph Generator, still live. So I think this is considered to be their classic album. I don't think that I've ever listened to Phonograph Generator, maybe one album when I was quite young. But as I said, this is always said to be their best album or their classic album. So I wanted to check it out. It was from the same store I told you before. It's like one stack half price, and the prices in the end were just amazing. So I grabbed quite a few. This is on Charisma label. It's a reissue, a German reissue, but in excellent condition. The cover was a little bit beat up, but you know, there's some tricks to repair it quite a bit and to make it look clean and all that. So I picked it for a good price. Made it up a bit, and now I have a very nice copy of Still Life. The next one was kind of a blind buy too, but I don't regret it. It's fantastic. It's Chicken Shack, Unlucky Boy. So with Dan Webb, which I think is this guy. Chicken Shack to me just like Savoy Brown are like the two blues bands from the UK from the 60s that kind of have a status but are not so known these days anymore. So whenever you find a Chicken Shack or a Savoy Brown album for a good price, I think it's worth to check it out. Like good classic blues rock with a great sound, and this is no exception. So comes on DRAM, German pressing. You get what you're looking for. So nice blues rock. The next one is a great addition for me to kind of I want to get a whole discography of the band. So this is Steppenwolf's For Ladies Only. This one's missing. I think now I just need Skullduggery, but I have to check it out again. Like around here, either you get a Steppenwolf records very cheap or very expensive, but rarely something in between. So this was like $4 or something. And I've never seen this record before below 15 euros in worse condition than this. So I don't know what it is about Steppenwolf, but yeah, it's always a good occasion if you get a cheap one. So as I said, this is For Ladies Only. Interesting car in the gatefold. I don't think that you can do anything wrong with Steppenwolf records. Like, although some are better than others, there's like a minimum level of great music on the records. It's always like blues rock, psychedelic rock. Just it sounds so typical for the time, and I don't think that you can ever make anything wrong with their studio albums. Same with the next one. This is Jimi Hendrix, The Cry of Love. So some people don't know Jimi Hendrix released only 4 regular studio albums, which is Are You Experienced, Access Bold's Love, Electric Railland, and this one, which was his only, let's say, solo record, because the others were released under Jimi Hendrix Experience. So this is his only solo record. I love Jimi Hendrix. I think he's a great guitarist, but more than that, he he used the studio in a very new way. So sound-wise, there's so much interesting sound stuff going on his records. Of course, the guitar work is amazing too, but what sticks to me, after all, when you just check out Jimi Hendrix, it's what he did in the studio, and I think he did a lot of new sounds, using the studio in a new way, and this is meant to be his last regular studio album, and I'm happy that I could add it. Now I have all of his studio albums, and yeah, could kind of make check that one. The next one, Dylan and the Dead. So I think it was in the 80s. Bob Dylan toured with the Grateful Dead, and they also released a studio album. I've always heard that it's not as good as people expected it to be, but again, I got it for a nice price, and I thought, like, okay, I should check it out. And what do you have here? All Along the Watchtower, I'm not going to have in store, so quite famous and like big songs that everyone knows. And just to hear them in combination, sung by Dylan and the Grateful Dead, I think it's nothing wrong with that, and you can check it out. Same thing, it was a very nice price, so I thought, okay, let's get it and listen to it. And the cover art is just fantastic. So the next one is also Blind by 2. This is Wallenstein Cosmic Century. So Wallenstein is a German band. They were actually active for quite a long time, and I think they kind of switched their music style over the years, but this is, I think, their third studio album. It's on Kosmische Kuriere. You can see it here, which is one of the krautrock labels, or like the big krautrock labels, together with Ohr and Pilz. And as I said, it's an early one, and I always want to get a Kosmische Kuriere record. The story behind the label is just insane. You should check it out online if you just check it out on Wikipedia or something. It's very interesting, especially the founder of the label was a quite interesting guy, and the music that was recorded it sounds extraordinary. So this is my first attempt for the Wallenstein or Kosmische Kuriere collection, and happy that I got it. The next one is pretty interesting one too. This is Spirit Clear. So I have last year I bought my first Spirit record, and when I first listened to it, I thought like, okay, it's okayish, but it's not my cup of tea. And just a few weeks ago, I listened to it again, and I was blown away. So I don't know what happened like a year ago. Maybe I wasn't in the right mood or something. But I said, wow, that's fantastic. I want to get more of this band. So I picked up this one. It's on the Orange CBS label, the original German pressing. And Spirit, with, I think it's Randy California is his name. He plays together with his father-in-law in a band, and great mix of blues, classic, psychedelic rock, just very unique style, and I'm happy to check this one out. So the next one, Blind by a 2, but also heard quite a lot of good things about it, and I think it's one of the classic rock albums. This is Carly Simon, No Secrets. I think everyone who's a bit into music of this era knows this cover art. And of course, what's the big hit on this one is, let me see, You're So Vain, yeah, and just the same, it was a good price. It's on the Elektra label, German pressing with original sleeve and everything. So I thought, okay, great opportunity to just check it out and see whether it's my cup of tea. I know You're So Vain, so I thought if the rest of this album sounds like this, it should be a good deal, a good pickup. The next one is actually the other way around. So this is Bark by Jefferson Airplane. I love the cover art, like with the fish and the fake teeth in his mouth. Looks fantastic. This is an original US pressing, or it's a US pressing. I don't know, Jefferson Airplane, just a fantastic West Coast psychedelic rock band. There's anything that sounds like them. So I want to get more of their albums and studio records, and this is one of them. And in the end, I think it's just worth for the cover art. It's great to just put it on the wall and look at it. It's fantastic. The next one is by The Faces. This is called Long Player. I think it's a reissue, like a very early reissue from Germany. And just with the last video, when I told about a wink is as good as not as good as a wink, was like that. For a blind horse, you can't do anything wrong with The Faces if you're into classic rock, classic blues rock. And once again, I think Ronnie Wood never played any better than he did on his Faces albums, because I think he was allowed just to play whatever he wants and what he's into, and they sounded together so fantastic. So Rod Stewart and the rest of the Small Faces coming together with Ronnie Wood, just fantastic. And on this one, I think you have Stay With Me. So another big hit, and no, it isn't on this one, is it? I think it's on the other one, but still, I still recommend it. Let me see. No, on this one you have Maybe I'm Amazed. So yeah, they covered Paul McCartney's track, and it's a great version too. Like, I think Rod Stewart stands it pretty well. So that's it for The Faces. The next one, I'm really happy about it. I paid more than like the average price on Discogs, but I think it's definitely worth it. It was a great deal. This is The Who, Live at Leeds. I think this should be the original German pressing. So it looks fantastic. This is considered to be one of the greatest live recordings of all time. I also love, check out the label, crackling noise is okay, do not correct. So they say like sound quality might be a little bit difficult, but the Who in the late 60s, early 70s, I think them together with Led Zeppelin, they were like the live performance or the best live artists performers out there. So I had to get this official live album by them. It's actually a really nice gatefold, and the reason why I paid a bit more than usual is because of the inserts. I don't know whether you know it, but check it out. There's a lot of great stuff in there. You have a list of venues and the money they got from that. They have copies of bills. They have a poster in it, which is just lovely. The Who live at Marquee looks fantastic, and usually it's easy to get live at Leeds. It's easy to get a few inserts, but this has really all of them in the original packaging and also with the photos. So this is a band picture, and I think this is just fantastic. Pete Townsend in front of the crowd. Just great. So with all the inserts, I thought, okay, I definitely have to get it. The vinyl is in near mint condition, covers in perfect condition. So overall, a perfect copy of this classic live album. So only 2 more albums left. The next one is a live album as well. This is Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon, live at Wembley, London, 1974. This is actually a pretty new record. And the thing about it, I got it at a record fair as well. It's like near mint condition. I love that they used the conceptual or the I say the design version of Dark Side of the Moon for the cover. So I think it's pretty unique. Looks like just like a working piece. This is Dark Side of the Moon in its entirety performed live. I don't know whether they really recorded it in that song. Whether they recorded it in that order or whether they played other songs in between, but it's a great live performance. They did it for the anniversary of Dark Side of the Moon. It comes along with lovely posters, and the owner was. I asked him, so why do you sell it again for a very cheap price? And he said he has a bootleg of that show with all the songs, so he doesn't need this one. And so I was glad that he sold it for a very nice price. But even if you go to a supermarket or store something like that, you should pay something like between 20 and 25 euros. And I definitely recommend it. It's a great live recording, comes directly from the band, and it's a great sound. And great sound brings me to the next and last record, which is The Dark Side of the Moon 2. But this is the original master recording. I always wanted to get one of these in really good shape. I love Dark Side of the Moon. It's in my eyes one of the best albums ever recorded, and to have like a really decent, good sounding copy, just that was my goal. And I think like going for the original master recording was a good idea. Also, the 30th anniversary edition is supposed to sound phenomenal. Also, the original UK ones, but I don't think that it will have a chance to get one of these. But yeah, I got this at an auction for a very good price. It's in great condition, so cover looks like near mint. This is the original one from the 70s. The vinyl looks just fantastic, and as I said, I have a new sound equipment, and to check it out, to check this record out in that condition and this new equipment, it's just amazing. A new sound experience for one of the all-time greatest albums. Just in my opinion. So yeah, that's it for today. As I announced in the other video, there will be another one soon about record collection that I bought. Fantastic stuff in there, and I will share with you soon. So till then, I hope you're doing fine, and I hope you enjoyed. Bye.